Namaskar. Welcome to Vision of Asia, a voice of the community. This Sunday on ITV Gold, we have a special edition of Vision of Asia right after 4th July. We'll begin with our regular segment with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh this week, and that would be followed by a very, very special extended coverage of API convention, which was organized from 2nd to 5th July. And there were many different variety of items which were a part of this API convention, which makes it not just one event but an amalgamation of different kind of exciting events. So we will have our special ITV Gold report on API convention. All this waiting for you right after these short messages. Welcome back. You are watching Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community, and today as we meet, this is the weekend right after 4th July. So once again, greetings on this special day for all Americans. American dream still draws people from different countries to America, and those of us who are beneficiary of the opportunities offered by this land also remember with gratefulness forefathers who are recognized for building this great nation. As members of this democratic society, we are also doing our part. What else is happening around us? We talk to Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, and here is a conversation ranging on hot button issues of this week. And now time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher and India advocate in this week. Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and you see on the screen with me Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Namaskar, Doctor, welcome.
Namaskar.
So as we meet after 4th July, and I understand you also participated on this 4th July in a convention organized by API. So let us begin by your experience of being a part of this API convention.
Well, I mean, yes, I was in Atlanta. We had a American API convention, annual convention, where almost 600 plus physicians got together, and it was a great. After a year and a half, we met our own physician colleagues, friends, family members in that convention. So it was very exciting and very memorable convention last 3 days, and we celebrated Independence Day together. And in the Independence Day, the celebration was very important for us because the country where we live and we work is a democratic, is the oldest democracy, and country we came from is the largest democracy. And we are lucky that both the countries, the country of the birth and country of the work, both are a democracy, and so we are blessed blessed for that. The convention was very great. I'm being a senior advisor to API. I was able to bring a chief guest for convention from India, the governor of Uttar Pradesh, which has population of the 200 million people, and government of the Madhya Pradesh is the same person. One doctor, Mrs. Anandiben Patel, who is the governor of Uttar Pradesh and governor of Madhya Pradesh, which is kind of to combine their populations is like a population of the America. So she came on live on the video and interacted with the physicians. There were 600 plus physicians were in the audience. I introduced her, and it was a great memory and great experience, and we all enjoyed. She's being here and appreciating all the doctors what our help during the second wave of COVID to the India, and she appreciated on behalf of government of India how the American doctors, particularly the American doctors of Indian origin, how much help we sent to India, and it was very appreciated.
Very, very good. And Dr. As you mentioned about Anandiben Patel, she also served as Chief Minister of Gujarat, and you have been very active with various administrations, including Gujarat. And when we look at the process of democracy, it is not just the leadership, but the citizens also have certain important responsibilities. And on that front, right after 4th July, it is relevant to hear from you your experience of making sure that voice of Indian Americans is heard and we take active part as community in the political process of America. Kindly share your experience
Yes,
initially.
yes, because this was a kind of my what do you call a drive for our community, and tirelessly I'm working for that to empower the second generation, empower the first generation of the Indian American, make them to realize that it's very important to participate in the mainstream America activities of the mainstream America, mainstream politics. Only unless you do that, you cannot claim a piece of pie of what America has to offer, and you cannot protect your community. You cannot excel in your in the country, and therefore it's very important, particularly for the second generation, to realize that we are American now, and we should be part of the American life and take part in the both political, social, culturally, and otherwise. So that's the only way to survive in any country for immigrants. And therefore, and I'm glad that we are doing very successfully. And now we can see that we have so many of our young Indian Americans are part of the US government working, state government working, and so forth. So I'm very glad to see that and very satisfying to see that.
Absolutely. And looking at the Indo-US relationship, you have been attentive on that front as well. Considering the announcement by White House regarding hosting the meeting of Quad leaders, and indeed the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, would also be a part of that. They have not yet announced the dates. But talk to me about the significance of America taking the initiative of holding this Quad meeting and participation of India.
Well, Quad is a very good alliance. I mean, that is a real great democratic alliance, and America is taking initiative and hosting the meeting, and that way, Quad countries, those who are member of the Quad, those countries can work together, put the strategy together, and again they work against the forces like communism, or particularly in Russia or China, and therefore I think it's very important meeting, and it's good for economic growth of India. It is good for economic and social growth of India, and also it's good for America, because then America gets also very large upper middle class and middle class market for their own goods. So it's a win-win situation for all the country involved.
Absolutely. And Dr. One news which caught attention of many Indian news media and televisions had discussions on the advertisement of New York Times regarding the qualification of the reporter reporting from India for New York Times, and that suggested someone they are looking for should be critical of the current government, and uh, there were many voices against the biased way that is openly being demonstrated by New York Times. Now, I request you to share your thoughts on two fronts. One, your response to this kind of, I would say, blatant and open way of seeking individuals who are anti-Modi, or somewhere in the hidden words that anti-Hindu also. But so that is one part, your response. Secondly, what should be the response of Indian American community to this kind of way openly projected by New York Times?
Well, I mean, if New York Times has projected openly, which is not truth, and which is kind of borderline untruth, then I think all Indian Americans should protest it and voice their displeasure to the New York Times editorial board. We did this about 20 years ago when they wrote a big article in their Sunday magazine about that time Prime Minister Vajpayee ji, and the description of the Vajpayee ji, some description was very kind of putting him down and kind of not in a good taste. And we all went to 10 of us went to see the editorial board. We met senior editor of the New York Times, and we said that what you said is wrong, and we gave them a lot of documentation proving that what they written about our former prime minister was wrong. The same thing, I think, whenever any newspaper or publication outlet tells any wrong thing about our country, we all should aggressively and proactively should protest it.
As we move towards the concluding part of our conversation, I would also like to seek your input regarding the upcoming, probably by the time viewers watch this, Indian government has announced several new ministers, and some of them that we already are hearing about. That name is Jyoti Rao Scindia and the former Chief Minister of Assam, etc. So, your general thoughts about this expansion, which was long overdue.
Well, I mean, midterm kind of correction or wholesome changes in the cabinet. It's known in all the governments, and usually their focus is on upcoming election in 2022 and 24, and accordingly they have to do certain kind of changes in the portfolios to make the portfolio more effective, make that ministry more effective, or sometimes they have to do it because of the political reason. Because I mean, all the governments nowadays, it's kind of depends on the other parties to survive, and therefore this kind of political maneuvering it's essential. And I think it's a prime minister's prerogative to whom to appoint and when to appoint, and of course he's always looking for the 100% interest of the nation. So I think this is not unusual. It happens every time, and it's good. And most of the time, it is good for country.
Absolutely, sir. This brings new energy also in the Modi government with few new ministers, and we will have more on that next week. But Dr. Sahab, as we conclude our session today, your parting words for our viewers.
Well, dear friends, I wish you all happy Independence Day, and enjoy the democracy, cherish the democracy. Because you are in a democratic country, you are free to do whatever you like to do and you like to achieve, and therefore make sure that you cherish the democratic values, and please get vaccinated if still you have not vaccinated, which is very important to end this pandemic. So God bless Indian American, God bless America, God bless India. Jai Hind. See you next time. Thank you.
Welcome back. You're watching Vision of Asia Voice of Community on ITV Gold, and this program comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays at 8 p.m. And special weekly edition of Vision of Asia is presented every Sunday at 11 a.m. We appreciate your continued support and love. Stay with us. Program continues right after these short messages. Welcome back. You're watching Vision of Asia Voice of Community, and now we take you to Atlanta, where API organized its 39th annual convention from 2nd to 5th July. Congratulations to President Sudhakar, Dr. Sudhakar Jonalagada, and convention chair Dr. Srini Gangasani, as well as all members of API team for organizing such a wonderful and successful convention. This convention, indeed, at CME, there were sessions to entertain, there were sessions dedicated to focus on health. And yoga was conducted by Star Pooja Batra, addressed by Sri Ravi Shankarji. And this convention also had the presence virtually of Governor Anandiben Patel, who was introduced by Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. And at this convention, community leader as well as philanthropist and chairman of Parikh Worldwide Media and ITV Gold, Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh and Dr. Purvi Parikh were also recognized. Here is a special report on API convention.
Certainly appreciate this opportunity and thank you for being here. Congratulations to President Sudhakar, and we look forward to him serving as the next president of this organization.
Thank you, Congressman Buddy Carter. Graciously accepted the invitation, inaugurate our it went very well. And my wife Uma and Dr. Sudhir Parikh, the Padma Shri Sudhir Parikh here, and Sampath Shivangi, and our convention chair Dr. Srini Gangasani and Madhavi Gangasani. We're so excited to have host this convention in Atlanta, and we're going to have a great time. And again, great to have Congressman Carter.
Yes, I would like to congratulate my good friend Dr. Sudhakar and Mrs. Sudhakar, Umaji, for the great function put together. And really, he did a excellent work as a president of API throughout the year. And kudos to him. He helped not only America, but also helped a lot of things, initiative in India, including the COVID.
So during these uncertain times, API has done an exemplary job under the president of our President Sudhakar Jonalagada, doing so many great things in really difficult circumstances. Please join in welcoming API President Sudhakar Jonalagada onto the stage and give this big speech. Thank you.
Friends, welcome to Atlanta. My home state, I am from Douglas, Georgia, Coffee County, a small city, I'm serving for the last 20 years. Due to these unprecedented conditions, we have to move our convention from Orlando to Atlanta. I gave only 3 months for the local team, Copy. Look at what they did for us. Thank you. Thank you, Copy. Thank you very much. During this pandemic time, friends, we lost globally more than 1,400 doctors who are helping the needy people. Unfortunately, they died with the work what they're doing.
Folks, advocacy is very important. You being involved, You taking the opportunity to visit Capitol Hill, to visit with your representative, get to know your representative, that is extremely important. We depend on you. We depend on your advocacy. Not everyone is a healthcare professional like I am, so they need to be educated. That's where you come in. That's where you play an important role in educating members of Congress as to exactly the impact that healthcare policy has on your practices and has for your patients. Because after all, it is about patient care. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the role you play in patient care. Thank you for taking care of your patients, and thank you for bringing health care to America.
Well, I've been to several Indian weddings, and after seeing how much you guys spend on weddings, it doesn't surprise me that you don't get divorces. But I will say that the advantages of these marriages are no less evident in your children. If you look at the success rate of your children, the academic success, the fact that I don't see them in the emergency room, I'm not seeing overdoses from Indian children. I'm not seeing Indian children murder other Indian children. I'm seeing just the opposite. I'm seeing that all the organizations that the Indian children belong to are succeeding wildly. They're competing at the very top of the United States. You're the future doctors, the future businessmen. Even though you make up 1% of the American population, you pay 6% of American taxes.
We have been always proud for last 3 decades of my friend and my mentor, Dr. Parikh, in our tri-state area, and with Gopio, his knowledge, I have been very, very happy with the whole year this year as a part of the team for the COVID Relief Fund, which we have been doing in India. And we have accomplished so much in a very transparent manner. So I congratulate your guidance. I started with him on the very first webinar in August, if you remember, as a Gopio, you moderated that. And at that time, we had Ambassador of Israel, Mr. Ron Malka, who was the person in charge, and then Consul General of Israel along with us, and Consul General of India, Mr. Randhir Jaiswal, Sudhakar, myself, and Sudhir Bhai, which was about the COVID vaccine, and it was a very successful webinar.
And it's something very phenomenal. Just to give you in a small nutshell, this is something which we took care in 3 months to get an RP convention 2021, which we did in 1 whole year for 2019. So I think we should give credits to the entire RP committees and our Georgia team. They have done a phenomenal job. I would think that this is something which is unheard of to do it in 3 months. If we can pull it off, and if we did a good job, it is good for the RP, GAPI, and all the RP members. That's what I would think so.
This is a great convention, and this is the 39th convention. And I'm fortunate enough to attend all the conventions in the inception of the API, and very much involved in API. And now I'm a kind of senior advisor to API. And really, this is a great, after post-COVID, is the first convention, nicely organized, nicely done. Congratulations to Sudhakar and his team.
We have about 500 doctors and guests here. This is the main part of the API organization standing in this group. Past president, and without them, this organization cannot go forward. So let's give a good name, and remember all these doctors here, they are the legend. They are the guide for national API.
They are the power of the API, yeah.
Thank you.
जो मुकेश जी ने कहा कि I am very old in API, young at heart, young in age, but old in API. The reason I'm old in API, and I know कि I just have to thank Mr. Sudhir Parikh. कौन नहीं जानता है इनको? Sudhir ji को मैं 25 साल से जानता हूँ. He has been a pillar and supporter of API for all these years. और an amazing entrepreneur, obviously everybody knows that, but most importantly, a friend of friends and friend of API. अगर कभी भी कोई API के लिए ज़रूरत हो, I have called you up, sir, and you have absolutely responded right away. And he is very passionate about what he does. So thank you so much for getting us here.
Thanks Sudhir Bhai for giving this opportunity, and Sudhir Bhai, as we earlier spoke, very helpful to API, and I know that he's working also for the oxygen concentrator in India, Gujarat, and we are really salute to your hard work and dedication to the country. But at the same time, the API, we are looking for pre-med and also international medical graduates to get into observership, also the research and various academic programs to help them getting into the residency. I encourage everybody, if you have any problem getting into the residency or looking for research or observership, please go to the website API USA and you will get all the information. Again, thank you so much.
Well, I'm very happy to be invited as a chief guest at the Women Forum at the API Convention in Atlanta. It's very, very inspiring for me to meet so many accomplished women. There are neurosurgeons, doctors, MDs, women doing so well in their respective fields, and that really inspires me.
First job was as a Mahila Vikas group, and she was also that time improving the life of the women, particularly the widow women. She was a member of the Rajya Sabha from 1994 to 1998, and also been elected to Gujarat Assembly in 1998. She elected several times, and she hold a lot of position under the Chief Minister Narendra Modi's government. Now she is a governor of the state of the Uttar Pradesh, which is the largest state in the country, almost 200 million population, and the state of the Madhya Pradesh. So let's come, give the standing ovation, standing welcome to our governor, Anandiben Patel. Anandiben.
Dr. Sudhakarji, President API, Dr. Sudhir Parikh, Patron Trustee API Charitable Foundation, Dr. Srini Gangasani, Convention Chair, Dr. Sajani Shah, API BOT Chair, Dr. Surendra Purohit, API CF Chair. First of all, I extend warm wishes on the occasion of the 39th Convention of American Association of Physicians of Indian origin and its more than 80,000 members who are practicing in the United States. Recently, we have celebrated Doctors' Day and would like to convey all the best wishes to the doctors' fraternity. We all are proud of the doctors of Indian origin who were on the front of the war against the COVID-19 pandemic, serving the mankind in a time of dire need. I derive extreme pleasure in speaking to such a prestigious medical fraternity.
We are also proud of you, so very proud of each one of you. Yes, because as you know, all locks come with their keys. And in this prolonged worldwide lockdown, The divine keys were sent with doctors and healthcare workers. This is what the world thinks right now of all of you, and especially India. We are all so proud of you. And your selfless service to the American society, fraught with risks of your own lives in these testing times, has done nothing but reinforced the good old tenet of Indian ethos, which is service before self.
I've been in LA now for 18 years, and I've done shows like SEAL Team, SWAT, Lethal Weapon, Timeless. And I had a movie that came out last year called Draupadi Unleashed. It was released by AMC, even though it was COVID. And in September, the theaters had opened out in America, and mine, being an independent movie, was one of the first movies to come out. And and in India, I have a Bollywood film called Squad, and that should come out pretty much this year. I don't know when, though, depending on the situation. You have to be beautiful inside out. There's a lot of beauty that your soul, if it reaches your eyes, you look beautiful to the other person. In terms of fitness, you have to eat well, you have to mentally think well, and you have to physically make sure that you're working out to make sure that what you are today, your body takes you forward 10 years. So you have to maintain that form so that your form stays 10 years ahead.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Suresh Reddy, a past president and also trustee of Oak Brook, Illinois. And I'm so excited to be here today with all the senior delegates and my mentors and some of my guides here. It's an amazing event. We are back. We are back with extra power. It's a very difficult convention to be organized, especially after COVID. But we are regrouping. We are back with strength, where our organization takes special importance in this entire COVID season, because doctors all over the world, and especially in the United States, became soldiers overnight without training.
It's nice to see you all, my old friends. And API is really, as Suresh says, that it's a great organization, and we came back post-COVID with the full force. And yesterday, Governor of Uttar Pradesh, who I introduced to her on the banquet hall, she also said after her speech, when I call her and ask her how did she feel about addressing the group of the physician, and she was very happy, very saying a lot of praise for the Indian physicians of staying in America. And I think we did a great job donating so much oxygen concentrate through API and so many things, and I think it's a great thing. And really, it's nice to meet everyone once a year and keep relations going, and that's only best thing one can do in the life. Thank you.
It's an honor to represent the profession at the American Medical Association this year, as I begin a year as chair of the board of the American Medical Association. And I have very fond memories of how I got to this position, and it's not because of my own effort, but by the effort of those that came before me. I only stand on the shoulders of people like my father and my mother, who immigrated to this country and practiced medicine in Flint, Michigan. And it's only because of the achievements that they have reached that I can reach even higher to do something like chairing the board of the American Medical Association. So it's an honor to come home to API to share my thoughts with them today. So thank you.
I've been a member of API for a long time, and I want API to get involved now. I want all of us API members to get involved in doing something for our mother country from where we graduated, got free education. We want to give it back. Even if we can pay some interest, not the principal, that will do a lot of good. For that reason, I'm starting a campaign to have a campaign to stop smoking, to educate people in India to stop smoking, which is the major cause of illness in India. And physicians, being physicians, taking care of patients, prevention is the cure.
Sudhakar ji, Srini ji, Sajni ji, and our beautiful incoming leaders who will be taking this light and this torch forward. Anupama ji, Ravi ji, Kusum ji. So thank you so much to all of you for your great leadership. And mostly, thank you to all of you. You are really the heroes of this nation. मैं बता रही थी कल कि जब invitation आने के लिए तो मैं नहीं कह पाई, मुझे हाँ करना पड़ा, because you are the heroes. There is no possibility of saying no to anything being asked by any doctors these days.
Sudhir and Sudha Parikh, we are very proud of you, Puri. Purvi, please come and receive the award.
This award from API, especially during a global pandemic when many physicians, including all of you, have gone above and beyond for the call of duty. And sadly, many of whom are not with us today, we'll never forget them. This is the main reason that I had decided to get involved in running 3 of the COVID-19 vaccine trials, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, and Sanofi. But that's the beauty of being a physician. It's not our jobs, but rather our identity and calling. In fact, on our flight here to Atlanta, my husband and I were both called to help in an in-flight emergency. So a physician's job is never over, even when they're on their weekend off to come to API. Another reason this is humbling is that, as you know, Dr. Ranga said, I've grown up with API. All of you have mentored me. I've been coming to these conferences since I was a young child. And I was even the MSRF treasurer and vice president. I would like to thank all of API and all my mentors who are here today for supporting me as a student and now a doctor. I'd like to thank my parents who have given me the opportunities to become a physician and set the bar quite high for myself and my brother to build off of. I completely agree with Dr. Bobby. We stand on their shoulders. All of you are the giants before us that have allowed us to achieve what we've achieved today. Finally, I'd like to thank my husband, Dan, Daninder Sarao, who has been by my side through my entire medical journey. We actually met in medical school. And in fact, he saw my potential and believed in me before even I saw it myself, and has always pushed me not to settle and to aim for the highest levels. So thank you, all of you, for always being there and always supporting me. And this is a very, very great honor. Thank you very much.
Now I request the Parikh Media, Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh.
Next is Dr. Bhavani Srinivasan, Vice Chair. Now, we would like to recognize our outgoing chair, BOD, who has done a wonderful job, one of the youngest BOD chair ever. Thank you for doing such a wonderful job.
Hello.
Now I would like to ask Dr. Sujata Reddy, who just came by, to receive her award for the community service. She is called Health Fair Angel in Georgia. She does so many health fairs almost on a regular basis. I would like to ask Dr. Sudhakar Janalagada, President, to recognize Dr. Sujata Reddy.
I feel honored and humbled to receive this award on behalf of all those doctors, dedicated doctors and nurses and volunteers to make these health fairs very successful since 2002. And this honoring this health fairs, Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. King for their non-violence and social justice and community selfless service. Thank you very much for the API Executive Committee for selecting me to receive this award.
What a dynamic Anupama. I think I've known Anupama for at least now 10 years now. Every year I can see she's going one level up and up and up. I know she can do wonders next year. Yeah.
Dr. Sajini Shah. Wow. I don't know, always the president always says, she's a partner of crime, okay? That's what they say. Sajini, awesome. We worked together as a team and made this 1 year very, very fruitful and more work done this year. Thank you very much, Sari, all your support. Thank you. Thank you.
I came to attend 39th Annual Convention of National API in Atlanta. Today is July 4th, and this API convention has been going very smooth. About 550, 600 people came. It was the first live event after the COVID. It was well organized, and we are very happy that this convention was successful.
This convention has been successful, though it has attendance of only about 550 people. But still, it feels like our life is getting back to normal, and it's a new dawn in the life of physicians as well as the American people. We are looking forward for the upcoming year. Dr. Anupama Guttumukala has taken over the charge tonight, and I think upcoming year is going to be very exciting. She's a very capable leader, and under her leadership, API will reach new heights. In last 1 year, API has done tremendous work in sending COVID help to India, as well as we have done a lot of work ourselves from New York region. We sent 4,000 oxygen concentrators, oxygen plants, ambulances have been sent to India. We are creating community isolation centers in partnership with Ekal Vidyalaya and Will Global Foundation. As you know, there are Ekal Vidyalaya has 100,000 schools in rural area, and we will be actually partnering with Ekal Vidyalaya and Will's Foundation to create community isolation centers. So that is the plan for the future, and we'll continue to work.
We've had a wonderful year despite the crisis that our country went through with COVID and the second surge. We were able to bring our membership together strong, raising over $5 million, finding resources through our network and getting the necessary resources to India. We are so lucky and so proud of the Executive Committee, the Board of Trustees, YPS and MSRF to come together today to meet on our annual convention, see our old family and our old friends and celebrate together. We've lost many loved ones this year and last year, and we will always remember them, and we look forward to their happier times. Thank you so much.
I also would like to really mention Dr. Sudhir Parikh's contribution in API. I have been in America for now 53 years. I have known Sudhir for a long time. Not only for API, but any philanthropic work, whether it is a religious work, whether it is encouraging young students to excel in academic achievement, whether it is Indo-US relationship, or any community activity, Sudhir and Sudhaben has always been there. They have been mentor for many people, and I would like to once again congratulate my very dear friend Padma Shri Sudhir Parikh for his gallant work in United States and raising the bar and image of Indian community. Thank you very much.
I go to Rutgers Robert Wood Johnson Medical School, and today I'm really honored and privileged to have won the Medical Student Scholarship Award from API. And this is, such a testament to the spirit of API and the resilience that we are able to have this event today. And I truly feel honored to have won this award. I'm really grateful to the Women's Forum for giving me this award, and to everyone who has brought me to this point, including my parents and my family. And I promise that, this award will go to a great cause. We've seen the willpower and the strength of doctors and the healthcare field during this very difficult time. And, this money and this award for me and my fellow award winners will go towards the next generation of healthcare heroes.
A change of guard, change of gavel, or change of power. That is the highlight of tonight's program, as I said. So I would like to invite Dr. Anupama Gotemukula, who is a pediatric anesthesiologist from San Antonio, Texas. So please put your hands together for her.
Dr. Anupama is a vibrant leader with a positive and motivating attitude, and the entire API community wishes her a successful and productive year.
Hello, my name is Linda Villarreal, Texas Medical Association President. I would like to extend my congratulations to Dr. Anupama Gotemukula on her election as President of the American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin. What an honor bestowed upon you by your colleagues. I wish you best wishes going forward in a successful year as leader of the American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin. Good luck and enjoy the ride.
Hi everybody, I'm Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy from the 8th District of Illinois. And congratulations to Dr. Anupama Gotemukula on your inauguration as President of API, the American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin.
Namaste. It is a great pleasure for me, on behalf of the entire Apollo family, to wish Dr. Anupama my heartiest congratulations on being the incoming president of API.
Leading nations to standing up for human rights, to running the world's most important organizations, women continue to shape the world. 2021 has been rather special. Ms. Kamala Harris became the first woman to be sworn in as the Vice President of the United States and is the 49th Vice President. Dr. Anupama Gotemukula will be the 40th President of API and only the 4th woman to hold this office in the history of API. Heartiest congratulations, Anupama.
On this auspicious day, 4th of July, 2021, here in Atlanta, Georgia. To start with, I would like to thank Dr. Jonal Gadda and his convention team for the terrific job and managing API convention during this very difficult time. I would like to congratulate and thank the yeoman services and achievements of all our founding members and all the past leadership of API who contributed to the growth of the organization. We stand on the shoulders of our past leaders who fought the good fight in bringing API to where we stand today. Vibrant, thousands strong healthcare heroes being recognized and valued by our peers, communities, and most importantly, our patients. We, API, are the largest ethnic physician organization in the United States and help to elevate the voice of Indian Americans everywhere. What I would like to share with you today are three things. Where we came from, what did we achieve in our fight against COVID-19, and where we are going. First and foremost, most of us came to America from towns and villages in India, hoping for a better life and the pursuit of the American dream. Through hard work and bit of luck, most of us have achieved that dream and have become successful and caring doctors. Through this wonderful organization, we were able to make a bigger impact with the many academic, philanthropic, and social initiatives. Second, we all have loved ones and family members, both here in India, who were affected by this deadly disease. API physicians have made a significant difference in the fight with this pandemic. As we look forward to the future beyond COVID-19, we at API have so much room to grow and serve. This year, API will leverage the power of our purpose and networks to help address specific challenges related to women and the numerous challenges women face. The dual roles balanced by a Wonder Woman physician at work and at home, and their increasing role in the future of healthcare. I'm incredibly proud of all the women leadership team leading API this year. Please give a round of applause to our incredible women leaders, all the women leaders in the room. Let me conclude by saying that I do recognize that we have a large task ahead, and none of it will be possible without the excellent energies and efforts of each of you and of my incoming team. To all the team members, I want to thank you for your efforts thus far and for the next year ahead. Together, we will make API the community standard bearer for a better future. And once again, thank you all. Jai Hind and God bless America.
Time to say goodbye from today's Vision of Asia, a voice of community. But time also to remember that you can stay with us with our important programs on our Facebook page. So be friends with the ITV Gold on our Facebook page, as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep writing events@itvgold.com. Thank you very much for being with us. Appreciate your presence. And time also to remind you, we are just out of COVID-19, but we need to take precautions wherever it is necessary as per our discretion and understanding. So stay well, stay healthy. Thanks once again. This is Ashok Vyas. Namaste.